was a little dark.
No, it's not Hugo. It's Dave and Art.
Yay!
Yeah, what's up, guys? We're live. Let me get your settings going here, because that's got to be just right, right? So I got you there. That's dark, bright. I think it's the
That's
gamma.
fine.
There we go. So we're live. We
Yay!
we're actually live tonight. That's great. And
We missed this week. We're sorry
yeah,
for
it's
anybody who
summertime. It's summertime, and we've got a lot of events, and plus my kids are out of school, so it's been tough. How about for you?
Yeah, it's been crazy. Like, believe it or not, last week I didn't have any events,
Yeah,
but this week I've gotten calls to help people almost every day this week,
including
and
me.
I'm working with the one and only Mr. Art on Friday.
And I'm working with the one and
Um,
only Mr. Dave on Friday.
I did a event last night, and this is a tip for everybody. If you see somebody that posts a city and you have a city with that same name near you, you might want to double check just to make sure that that city is near you. So I made a boo boo. I covered the event. Um, Somebody asked me to do an event for them in Northampton.
Northampton.
Uh,
So hold on, let me take a look here. Northampton. Um, you are the Northampton that we're used to is in Pennsylvania, right?
yep.
And it's about how far from you, like the Pennsylvania one.
I don't even know off the top of my head. I know I've been there several times.
Yeah. Well, let's just show the
It's
folks
hilarious.
here. This is your Northampton here. So that's all the way over here in Long Island. Is that what you said?
That's where I was at. Yep.
And you're all the way over here, and this right
Keep
here.
going.
Yeah, you're like right here, in Reading.
Yes. Yep.
So you went all the way over here when you thought it was going to be like right over here.
I did. Yep.
Yeah. Nope.
But you know what? It was a great event, and you know, I didn't want to stiff the guy because you know what? It was my fault. I didn't double check it. Danny, hey, it's good to see you.
Danny.
Um, yeah, and actually, I passed Danny Max's old house area on my way
Oh,
because
wow.
you know it was way out there. It was way out. That's the furthest out Long Island I've ever been. I can honestly say, and
So
I've done
that's
many events up in Long Island over the
I.
years.
That's incredible. I did the same thing. I made the same boo boo. I took a photo booth uh, booking with a friend of mine, and I
Uh
said
huh.
yes before I realized how far away it was.
Right.
It's like, oh my gosh, what are we doing here? So wake up, everyone, wake up. Make sure you check out, the distance that you could be traveling. But yeah, right state. So that's photo booth
Yep.
number tip number one, which is
Yep.
tonight's theme is we're gonna just hacks and tips. So we got a couple hacks giving you guys tips,
Sure.
right?
So,
Oh,
but
oh my,
like I said, I didn't. I made a commitment to the person. I, you know, did your job. Kids had a great time. It was for school, and you know, I did my thing. You know, no
yeah.
complaints. I was listening to my tunes on the way up and the way back. You know, actually, I was listening to some of our old episodes.
Oh,
You know, on the drive.
okay. You're finally listening.
I don't know what you mean.
I don't know what you're talking about either. But yeah, that's an awesome tip, and like we get to work together Friday. We're gonna
Yep.
try out those sketch bots this week. Um,
Yes, I'm looking forward to getting to know that intimately.
it's cool. It is really
Yeah.
cool. Uh, oh, Yeah, so Danny's asking what venue. I hope you mean for Friday. We're actually going to be at the Please Touch Museum in Philadelphia, working with Alzheimer's.
And no, it's not that kind of museum.
No.
I mean, art goes to those once in a while, but
What?
the Please Touch.
Oh, not that kind of museum. That's creepy, Dave. Please don't touch me. No, the Please Don't Touch Me Museum.
I'm
Um,
gonna walk up and you know what? I might even live stream it. Just walk up and just start poking you.
oh, yeah,
Touch me.
we're
Stop
we're gonna
touching
be
me. Stop touching me.
we're recording. I got a GoPro coming, so we're gonna set up a GoPro and have fun. I'll be DJing. You'll be DJing. Photo booth, sketchbots. We've got
DJ.
yeah. It's gonna be awesome. Place is gonna be crazy. Um, so tips though, we always have these guests on, and it's awesome. But I thought, instead of just keep cramming guests, we have a bunch of stuff that we do as photo boothers out there. This week kind of inspired me because I was reading on the Facebook. I think it was Photo Booth Network, Dave, where someone was asking about print guards, and no one commented on it. So I
Wow.
did, yeah, and I did what a lot of people don't do. They don't use the search function in the Facebook groups.
Listen, people always use the search function. There's never a repeated question ever in the Photo Booth Network.
Ever.
Yeah, I can't even say that with a straight face.
Look, I'm just as guilty. Like, I've done it, but I've started to become in the habit of actually using the search function because
Yep.
that question about a print guard solution sat there for a couple of days with no comments. And I'm like, somebody had to have commented on this. So I used the search function and I found one. And essentially, someone pointed out those printer or the heater vent
Yep.
covers, right?
Yep.
So I tried it and I did a video on it and it works great. So this is tip number one. So it's always the kids, right? You turn your head for 1 second and they are just fighting for the strips and they're pushing their fingers in there. And essentially
Yep.
what
Well,
happens,
actually, somebody mentioned that a kid recently pulled the strips out and it messed up the printer.
yeah,
You
that
know.
happened to me too, twice this past
Yep.
week.
Yep.
So I got tired of it and I was like, that's it. I got to find a solution. So that post on the Photo Booth Network sat there. And it was fantastic. Like the results of this is great because the kids they'll push it in or they'll pull it out, and your
Yep.
printer ribbon breaks, your paper breaks, and now you got to
Right.
open up the machine, and I had to cut the
So
paper.
so Art, how are you holding that up? Hold that up again. So you're holding it. Yeah,
Like
just
I
like
I
that.
hold it like this the whole vent. I'm literally holding it
So so you got that face. Flip it the opposite way.
like this.
Oh no, just that way. Yeah, just that way. So see, you have it upside down.
Yeah, that's upside down.
Yeah. So, but if you put that underneath, like your catch tray, or your catch
Oh,
tray, if it breaks,
oh, that's a great idea. So not only could it
you
be a like when it
the
comes out to
guard.
protect,
Yep.
but to
If you
hold on, get the
if you
camera
flip
right.
it around, so what I do, and I keep it as a spare in my bag. I actually have one, and I have the Velcro on the sides, just like you have, and
Yeah.
then I have across the bottom. So if the strips fall, they don't fall behind it.
Oh, so you're putting a little bit there too to make sure they don't fall in
Yep.
between.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah. So these I got at the Home Depot, but you can get them on Amazon too, and I'll leave a link to these in the video tomorrow. But it's
They're
great.
they're they're really cheap, and it works. Like you said, it's very effective.
Yeah, so it goes on just like this.
Yep.
Like, I'm getting my bearings here, and they come out. It's very hard, and I'll leave the link to the video too of what I did. And what you're saying is to then put it upside down so the
Yep.
strips can come in and catch it. That's great because the catch trays that come with the printers are not the best.
No, no. As a matter of fact, this is my next thing right here.
Ah.
Duct tape, not toilet paper. It's white duct tape.
Not
It does look like toilet paper when I hold it this way, though.
well. It's,
But
it's left over from the
I got
pandemic.
white. I've got white,
Hmm.
black, and green for like when I do green screen. I
Oh,
tape
okay.
things down. Now this tape I get from gafferpower.com.
Gafferpower.com.
It's really good.
So let me see if I
Um,
can pull up that site. Gafferpower.com.
yep. It's made in the US. Um, it sticks to what it needs to stick to, but when you need to take it up, there you go. When you need to
That's
take it up. Now this is I think a 3.5 inch roll.
Dave, you're lying. It is
I
toilet paper.
No, look here. I'll even well, you always want toilet paper that's gonna grab, and clean. So, but there you go. And
Okay, so it's real.
it tears super easy, and it sticks. But like when you need to take it up, it comes up really really well.
That's good, and that's important. So we do have people that watch this show that are just getting into the photo booth industry,
Yep.
or maybe they've been doing it for a while and they don't tape down their stuff. Why is it important to tape down or cover your wires, Dave?
So one, aesthetics. Um, but the most important reason is so you don't have somebody trip over your wires.
Correct.
And then sue you for falling, or they trip and they fall into your booth and knock your booth over. So now you're out of booth, you're being sued,
Mm-hmm.
and that goes back to 2 weeks ago when we had Hugo.
That's right.
And it's good to have the insurance, because if you don't tape your stuff down, which we've all done events where we think, you know what, I only got this little section, and
Yeah.
tape your stuff down. It makes it look nicer, and that's why I used a different colored tape. I also have like a fluorescent yellow that sometimes I'll put little strips down.
Okay.
If it's a dark area, like on top of like the white or the black,
Yeah.
so people can see it. And then it's kind of like a caution type thing. Um, but yeah, I mean, it does the tape. You it just it, and I've had events where something's gone wrong. I've hung of backdrops
Oh yeah.
on walls, with the gaffer's tape, and the nice thing is if you get the right stuff. Yeah, Danny said that depending on, I didn't even think about the red. I do have red too for when I tape down the edges of my red carpet. So it
Oh,
kind of blends. You don't notice like white or black. Use what you have to make
right.
sure that everything's secured down to the floor. Um, but yeah, I mean the aesthetics. Thanks, Danny. That was a good one. I forgot about that. But yeah, I mean it comes in all different kind of colors and different widths too.
Right.
So I use 3 inch and 4 inch, because you can fit a lot of cables down under that width,
Right.
that you don't have to um, you don't have to put a lot down. Like you
Mm.
can do one strip and fit an extension cord or printer cable next to each other under it if you needed to.
Right.
Um, like if I use it for occasionally for my 360, and I can fit my power cord, my USB under there, so it controls everything.
And you got
Um,
the right tape. Like so, there's this. This is the duct tape. This stuff will leave a heavy residue. It'll tear up.
right.
It'll take paint and the finish off of floors. It'll take paint off of walls. So you can have a bill at the
Do
end
not
of the
use
night.
the gorilla gaff or gorilla duct tape.
Yeah,
That
and
that would cause serious damage.
that's when I first
I've
started out.
actually I was actually given a roll of that, and it was a tile floor, and it actually pulled up like the coating
Oh my gosh.
on the tile, like the ceramic, or not ceramic, but I guess like a terracotta tile or whatever, and you could see like where the tape was, and the owner came over, he's like, I can't be mad at you because I gave you the tape.
Oh,
I asked because I actually ran out,
Yeah.
the previous event and forgot to put a new roll in my box. And he's like, "Oh yeah, here, use this." I'm like, "Okay." And it said Gorilla on it. And I'm thinking, well, if it's Gorilla, it's got to be good, you know.
Gosh.
And when I went to pull the cables up, I will say I had a heck of a time pulling the cables up
Oh, I
with that
bet.
Gorilla, with the Gorilla duct tape.
Oh, yeah.
So
Well,
also when you're duct taping,
yep.
or not duct taping, but when you're taping
Yeah.
down your cable, um, and somebody posted a video, I think in a group,
Yeah.
um, do one across your cable,
Yep.
and then you can pull your cables tight. And well, do one across and then one down, almost like
The,
a T,
the T method.
the T method, and then you can pull your wires straight
Correct.
in whatever angle, and it should stay that way. Um, and one of the other reason why I like the wide gaffer's tape is, so what I'll do is I'll actually put some tape down and then use my foot and walk down the cable.
Yeah.
And with it being as wide as it is, my foot just kind of really smooths it out, so I don't have to bend down all the time because I am a plus size person. I like to consider myself fluffy, but I don't bend. I don't. I'm fun size. I don't bend as well as say someone like
Like
not half
Rubberman.
my size.
Well,
Not
that method is something that I had not been doing, and the T method really is. And I'll just take a piece here and take a piece here so people can see. So your wire's coming straight down, and you're literally putting one here like that,
Yep.
and then you're taking another one and going like that. Okay, so it looks like
Yep.
that right there, and that actually gives you more reinforcement. I hadn't been doing that, and I tried that for the first time this weekend, and it worked really well. So that's
Right.
amazing how long we've been doing this. I never knew that.
Yep.
Um, the quality of gaff tape is something else to talk about. So not all gaff tapes or gaffer's tape is made the same. Some of the ones I've been getting off of Amazon are now leaving a residue behind. So it's really important to find a good brand and pay the couple extra bucks. I know we all want to save some money on Amazon, but I think I'm not going to do that anymore. One place I get them from is NLFX Pro.
Yep.
Their tape is fantastic. So
Yep.
you have NLFX Pro, and then you've got the other one, which is, what was it called again? Gaff Power, which is right here.
Great.
Yeah,
Gafferpower.com.
yeah. So I'm gonna try those, and I like to have the idea of having multiple colors. I haven't been doing that. I mean, I have black and white, but I think red would be good, and then maybe some
Right.
yellow.
Well, the
Um,
the other thing you could do, and I've done this with, believe it or not, with my photo booths, is I'll put some inside
yeah.
to color code like what pieces fit together.
Hmm.
So I'll do like blue on a base plate and blue on maybe the leg
Yeah.
going up inside. So, and then like at the other end, I'll do red, and then the other end, I'll do, like a different color.
Okay.
So the attendants can put it together really in any type of lighting.
Right.
And you don't need a big. I mean, you could do like a little strip, a little landing strip kind of piece.
Right. What about the places that don't allow you to put? And Danny Max actually just commented, "Do you ever use mats?" It's for those places that don't allow you to put tape. So Danny Max commented about mats, and Ed Altunian commented another cord management tool. So Ed, if you want to comment what that is or leave a link to that, I think I know what you're talking about. But mats are another good option because some
Right.
places don't let you have tape, right?
Right. Well, and I always carry like an extra uh, rug, like the red carpet rug.
Okay.
And if I'm not allowed to, what I'll sometimes do is run the carpet, um, instead of it being horizontal with the
Backdrop.
backdrop,
Yep.
like with people standing in front. I'll make it vertical, and then just have the cables going underneath that.
Yeah.
Or sometimes I'll use two, and I'll use the vertical going to the booth, and
Yeah.
then lay the horizontal one over top.
So another team
So
method, mats,
yeah, another team method.
right?
So
Yeah, mats do work. And I have a utility mat that I put in the bottom of my van to protect the
hmm
carpet. That also
yep,
serves as, hey, if I can't put tape down at this venue, I haven't done my reconnaissance or
right.
talked with them before. But I
So
have that
I
mat
I
sitting in.
also have I also have they make for like carpets. Um, like the little bump strips that they have. It looks like a little speed bump kind of thing, but this is a cloth one. So it's about picture gaffer's tape
Yeah.
with Velcro on the sides,
Okay.
um, and then just material in the middle. Like so you
Oh,
so
for like
so when you
carpets.
sit it down on carpet, it kind of like velcros to the carpet.
Okay, so the carpet acts as the soft stuff for like Velcro.
Correct. Yep.
I'll just take a look
So
at
I,
that.
I, I use those too for events too.
Yeah, this is important stuff. I mean, like a lot of people, when I before I even got into it, and I was DJing, and I would see a photo booth company come in, wires all over the place. I'm like, oh wow. And being a DJ, I knew to tape stuff down. And I, being the good guys like here, hey, just use my tape. Please tape this down. I don't want anybody tripping. But
Right.
Max tape, what you just mentioned, Ed mentioned like a cable management. It's almost like a rubber piece where wires fit inside of it, and it's like
Yep.
flat. Those are good.
Well,
Um,
yeah, that's kind of they make like the plastic ones like that. But then, like I said, they also have the material ones. It's got the Velcro on.
hmm.
I should have brought it. I should have brought it. I have it down in my garage. I should have brought it in for the episode tonight.
No, we could do that in another episode because we're going to keep continuously come up with ideas, and we should probably maybe have that if we have something new, tip of the week or something like that on the show.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, and speaking of which, like knowing which venues can accept tape, which ones don't accept tape, which ones have Wi-Fi, which ones have Wi-Fi but a firewall. I just started a local photo booth group, right? So we've got the photo booth network. You've got that, which is great because it covers the whole world, right? But I thought to myself like, why are we not having a local photo booth owners group so that we
Well,
can share?
there are a couple local ones already,
I didn't know.
for, but yours was kind of local, like a
Yeah, I
local
went
local.
local. Yeah.
I mean, there's one for like New Jersey, PA,
Yeah,
the
I want one
tri-state
that's
area.
local because it's
Right.
just like this little circle of area that we cover, at least
Yep.
that I cover, and a bunch of others that I know do. Starting a
Yep.
Facebook group is a like another tip for but very hyper local. And what I did was I created a spreadsheet of all the venues I've ever been to and invited everybody to contribute to it. And let me share this real quick. So this is something I
So,
encourage people to
so I
do.
use for my CRM, I use Boothbook, um,
Yep.
because it works so wonderfully for my business.
But this
Um,
booth book is all the information about venues shared with other venues, with other photo booth owners.
no,
Yeah. So this,
but it's nice because I can add notes in there about
yeah,
the venue,
yeah. And I do the
and
same
I can
thing with
put them
DJ Event
on like a
Planner.
preferred, and I can put them on a preferred, kind of thing.
Hmm.
That I've been to a venue and I add them in, I can just make sure that it's in the drop down, but I can put in there, has stairs, elevator, um,
Yeah,
you know, Wi-Fi, that kind of stuff.
yeah. That's and I think I had that in the DJ Event Planner as well. But I wanted something that we all could share because I haven't been to every venue,
Right.
um, and some people haven't been to the venues I've been to. So why not share this information so we're not side blinded by, hey, this venue has a ton of stairs. I know we're supposed to do site visits and try to do the recon as much as we can on our own, but why not as local, associated like photo booth owners share this information with each other? It just makes our lives that much easier. And I have no
Right.
problem sharing that. I can't tell you how many times I got screwed, my own fault for not doing the recon, but you know, get there and it's mandatory that I pay a $50 valet. Or they have an elevator, and I was told they have an elevator by the client, But when I get there, the elevator is only allowed to be used by that venue staff.
Right.
Like things like that I've gotten screwed by. Another one, they told me there was an elevator and that there was parking available across the street. Well, it turns out it was a venue in Philadelphia where the parking across the street, you had to have reserved that time like at least a month in advance. And the
Right.
elevator wasn't actually an elevator; it was a chairlift for the handicapped.
Right.
So you just can't use that stuff. So something like this, I think, might be a good tip for those out there to kind of share the knowledge about these venues. I know that there is one CRM system out there. We had Lou Paris on, who's got a system called Q,
Yep.
and that has a knowledge share of venues. But but I haven't taken a look at that lately. I need to go back in there again. So that was another tip I wanted to share.
Right. Well, and you did touch base with this, is you should be calling the venues.
Hmm.
So like when I book an event, I call the venue and say, hey, you know, my name's Dave from I Smile Pod Photo Booth. I'm gonna be at John and Mary's wedding, um, July 4th, and we're gonna be doing the photo booth. Do you have any requirements? Do you know where I'm gonna be set up? Do you know how much space I have?
Hmm.
Because you know, there's many times where you get set up in a corner or next to the bar where you've got your 8x8 or 7.5 by 7.5 backdrop, and they give you a 5 foot space.
Yeah.
You know, that's so making those phone calls ahead of time. And I found that venues are really receptive to that.
Hmm.
Um, and they'll actually like, oh my God, I can't believe you called. You know, they a lot of times they don't even get calls from the DJs,
They're
or
bored.
I've called before the DJ. Um, and and what I've also done is ask the banquet manager, can you take a picture of it?
Yeah.
Can you use your phone? Could you take a picture and text me a picture of the spot? And then what I do is my attendant, I send that picture to the attendant.
Yeah.
So they now have this location visual. They have a visual cue of where the booth should be. You know, does it change sometimes? Yep. So, um, but at least they have an idea.
Yeah. It's true. Ed's commenting a 10 by 10 space is never what they think a 10 by 10ten space is.
Yeah,
It's so
10
true.
by 10 is actually a 5 by 5.
It's inches, right?
Is
10 by 10 inches.
yes. There's so
Oh,
many jokes there, Art, that I can't. I really, really can't.
thank you.
Going
But
back
no,
to those
you're
days.
right. It is important to contact the venues. But look, I'm doing my best. I don't always contact every venue.
No,
I should, but I'll do my best.
right?
For you, Dave. You were just gutter, Dave, gutter.
I'm just in one of those, I guess tracks tonight. I'm
It's
sorry.
perfect.
I apologize to anybody who's listening that's offended.
It's the PG-13 version tonight.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
What else? Oh, here's that Velcro, right? So having Velcro on hand is always good. You never know when you're going to need a Velcro stuff. So this I used
Yep,
on here, right? Um, and then you talked about using Velcro potentially to cover, or the wire management system that has Velcro on it. So
yep,
Velcro is like genius.
yep.
What else? What else? What kind
So
of tips we got?
one of the things that I keep, and I have this, believe it or not, in my DJ systems, and I have it um, also in my photo booth, is a small first aid kit.
Yes.
You can pick them up at like CVS for like even the dollar store has like little ones with
Yeah.
just a couple band-aids and a couple things. I don't know how many times I've seen somebody not at my booth or something like that, but I've seen servers like where they cut their hand or
Myself.
something like that. Yeah.
Because because we're carrying like
Yeah.
equipment that's got metal on it, even just
Yep.
band-aid
Yep.
at a minimum.
Yep. So I keep that, and believe it or not, I have like a leave in there. I
Hmm.
have Tylenol, and I keep mints
Yeah,
because you're talking to people. It's
take
always
your
good to
breath.
have fresh, clean breath.
Or to offer
Um,
that person who doesn't have fresh, clean breath a nice thing to
exactly,
that's not so
exactly,
fresh.
exactly. And actually, sometimes I actually bring like a little bowl and I set it on top of my printer with like the little mints,
Okay.
because people, it's something. They
Yeah,
come over, they get a mint, they chit chat with you for a few minutes, and you know they grab two or three and then walk away and then come back. The sewing kit, yeah,
that's a good
um,
idea. Sewing kit.
yeah.
You never know
Look,
when someone's going to split their pants bending over picking up a prop.
I've done that myself actually, but also it was a good thing that I had a wow, Ed, you
he so Ed does full contact photo boothing,
he does, yeah, he goes all in. Matter of
turnbuckles
fact,
and
that
stuff.
picture is probably him holding up, never mind, right after it
PG
happened.
13.
But see, the nice thing with the white is you can actually put it here, like so. And,
White gaff
uh,
tape serves as those head gashes for Ed
you know,
Altinian.
it, we're going to call this the Ed triage from now on.
Oh my gosh.
But I've also used this. I wrap my fingers up with this.
Hmm.
Because you cut yourself, or
Yeah,
how many times have you pinched your fingers in something, and so I'll wrap my fingers up in this. And with the black gaffer's tape, if you do split your pants,
it matches.
and you're wearing black pants, put the gaffer's tape on the inside, and a lot of times nobody will know the difference.
Yeah, there you go. Tip, golden tips.
Another helpful tip from a fat guy who does split pants once in a while.
What about we? There's a controversy, and not really controversy. Some people think it's a controversy. People saying, "Oh, I never eat on the job. I'm here to work only." That's fine. If you don't want to eat, don't eat. But man, if I'm being served a nice meal, I'm gonna eat.
Sure. Well, unfortunately, and we all know this. Most of the time, when you're being served, is after everybody else is done,
Yep.
and now they want to come use the photo booth.
Oh yeah. That same thing with
Man.
DJing too. It's the same exact
Yeah.
thing. Um, that's a tip is to talk to your couple
That's
or your guests about that.
well, and I talk to, believe it or not, when I do the when I call the venue, I'm not afraid to ask them.
Yeah.
See, listen, it's not me, it's Ed tonight. I'm feeding off of Ed. That's what
PP13
it is.
Ed.
Exactly. Um, no, so I'll ask them, typically, or even when I get there, sometimes I'll ask, you know, A, do I have a meal? Because
Yeah.
sometimes the bride and groom, the couples don't mention anything.
Yep.
Um, and I ask if I can get that, earlier on. Sometimes they're like, well, no, you get, all vendors get fed after the other after the guests. I'm like,
Hmm.
okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
And there's
That way they
many
know.
times where I'm standing off to the side and I'll eat my food, or they have it. Oh, we've got a table set up in another room for you across the building, down the hall, in the basement. So you can't see or hear anything that's going on at the event.
Yeah.
Um, and that's where, if you have a second attendant or something, you can take turns.
Hmm.
But if you're there by yourself, like a lot of people are, um, I just tell people, and I feel bad because people will come up to use the booth, and I'm like, I've got my fork up to my mouth, and I'm a fat guy, so I'm kind of, you know, eating all the time. But if I don't have a meal, but I also bring a huge water bottle.
Yes.
So there's many times where you're so busy throughout the night that you don't have a chance to go get uh, to the bar, or get a hold of a waitress. The other thing I do is I'll ask the waitress at the beginning of the event, like while I'm setting up, if I can get a pitcher of water
Yeah,
and
yeah.
just kind of keep that there with me because you're talking constantly,
Mhm.
so you're going to dry out and things like that. So keeping that water, and you need to stay hydrated, especially with all the outdoor wedding venues and under a tent and in
Barns.
barns where it's 150 degrees,
Mm.
inside it's 60 degrees outside, but you load in 150 people and the close up the doors and the windows and you're now in a hot box.
Yeah. No, you're
Um,
right. You've got to talk to the venue about the venue about the menu, right? Our menu.
yep.
I again, if you don't eat at events, that's fine. You do you. If I
Hmm.
I always bring food with me, so that way
Yep.
it's not expected. I can snack a little bit before we start, and kind of with noise in the booth, I'll
Hmm.
snack on my little snacks. If we get a
Hmm.
meal, that's great. And I do. I'll actually talk to my client about the meal, and say, "Hey, are you paying for a meal?" And they say, "Yeah." Well, then I'll call the venue and say, "That meal, is that coming? What time is that coming?" And
Right.
I will tell you, if it's a venue that I know that I am going to be all the way down the hall, I am going to be there by myself, and I know there's no way in hell that I'm going to be able to eat that meal, I'm going to tell my client, do not pay for my meal because it
Right.
will be money wasted and I won't eat it, and it'll just end up sitting in another room rotting all night. So that's another thing. So again, communication, like you said, a great tip.
Mhm.
Communication with your client, communication with
Yep.
your venue. The water
Well,
thing, I always bring this. I
yep.
always bring these.
Got to stay hydrated. You know, I always keep a bottle. Oop, keep a
Yeah,
bottle with me.
keep a big
You
one
know.
because the cups
Mhm.
they give you at the bar are like little Dixie cups, and
Yep.
they fill it with ice. You get like two little sips and you're done. You got to get,
Right.
it's not enough.
Well, that's why I ask for a pitcher of water.
Yeah,
When I get there, because then I can just pour throughout the night and then just kind of grab a waitress or whatever. Once again, being a fat guy, I sweat a lot, so it keeps my temperature down, so I don't
mhm.
sweat as much. Um,
When you
but
get the
yeah,
meal, sometimes they forget about the silverware and the napkin, don't they?
they do. Or see that is a great idea
I
when
have
you
one
go
with me
to
at all
like
times.
yep. So if you go to like Wawa, so if you're local to our area and up and down the East Coast, there's
Circle K.
a place called Wawa
Uh-huh.
Foods, a convenience store, and they have great coffee. Although people, either like it or you don't.
Yep.
But they have those little plastic silverware things with the knife, the fork, the spoon, and a napkin.
Yep.
And I keep a couple of those in my printer bag
Yep.
just just in case.
Yeah.
And there's many times where I've used it.
Always have one of these. I got a spoon, I got a fork, I got a knife, and a napkin, just in case. Again,
Yep.
if you don't eat, that's fine. But sometimes we like to eat the filet mignons, the chicken stuffed with spinach, whatever it is. We've got these in our own personal kit.
Yep.
Um, and it's not the venue's fault, or it's not the waiter's fault per se. You gotta understand, a lot of these venues, the waiters and waitresses, some of them are like just straight out of college or they're in college, and they're not used to making sure everything's on the up and up with stuff. So it's not their fault. But they'll come back like 45 minutes later. It's like, "Oh, how was the meal?" And you're sitting like, "Well, couldn't eat it because I didn't have any silverware." And they apologize. Well, just avoid that conversation altogether. Have some silverware with you. It's always good.
Right.
Oh my gosh, so many things that we could talk about. Um, I had one more, and again, a lot of cable management like stuff tonight.
Right.
So you have your
So
normal cord, right?
yep.
This goes straight into the wall. These are easy to pull out, and sometimes the outlets in a way are really loose, and these could fall out, and that's the last thing you want to have.
Gee, if
Uh,
they only made one that kind of fit, flat against the wall,
You mean like this?
How cool would that be?
And not only
Like
that, but
that.
it swivels.
It swivels
Yeah.
and
So,
it fits
so
against the wall. Say it
yeah,
isn't so, Art.
like this, and it swivels. So you can get whatever angle you want. It's flat against the wall. It's harder to pull out. So if someone wants to charge their iPhone or their Android and they're just yanking things out, it's gonna be hard for them to pull this out. Plus, it's flush
Right.
against the wall and goes whatever angle that you want. So these are beautiful. I'll give a shout out to was it Nick Spinelli in the DJ world. He actually turned me on to this on one of his videos, and I have like 30 of these things, even for my own home, because it's better because you've
Yep.
got furniture that goes up against this, which is bending, right?
Yep.
There's a big difference. Now I've got this flat surface so I can get furniture closer to the wall. Same thing
Yep.
with safety at an event. It's perfect for it. So these can get
Well,
off
and
of Amazon.
if you needed to, with that,
Yeah.
if just plugging into the wall, you could actually fit some gaffer's tape over top of that
Oh
to
yeah.
hold it. If you're worried, like even though you have that loose outlet on the
Yep.
wall, that you think, oh, well, maybe this thing will fall out. With the
So
flat
essentially,
one, it's easier to just put the gaffer's tape right across,
yeah, that's
and
safe.
then
Yeah.
this way, you have that little extra protection for it to not come out.
Yeah, absolutely. The last thing you want is your stuff to be unplugged during the middle of an event.
Right.
Oh my
Oh,
god.
and if you're doing outdoor events, I know this isn't a tip and it's a throw over to Ed, but the backdrop prop,
Back prop.
nowadays the backdrop, that's going to be a lifesaver too. And it's a great product.
Yeah, here's another one.
It's amazing how something so simple can
Yeah, where is that back
make
prop?
a difference.
Yeah, I'm gonna be using those pretty soon. I've got some outdoor events coming up in July and August every Friday where they want that. Uh,
So all my events this weekend are all outdoors.
oh my god, are you gonna use it?
Yeah, yeah. And the best part about it is they're calling for rain in our area all this weekend,
Oh no.
starting tomorrow through I believe Sunday.
Oh my god.
Yup.
No, thank you. I'm just trying to find my thing here. Let me go to boring, dead air. Cut me some
Oh,
slack.
Ed just mentioned that there's a new version coming out July 1st.
Oh really?
We may have to get Ed back on to
Here we go.
talk about that a little
Yeah, here's the back prop coming, loading, new site. So this is it. It's popping up a lot.
bit. Yeah.
Genius. So you're
Yep.
outdoors, you got the high winds. This will help save that. And then there's the one for inside, the wall prop, because
Yep.
people back up into my backdrop all night, and I don't have anything breaking. I don't mind it so much, but I know eventually it's going to give, and this will help with that a little bit, so there's not so much tension and things falling over at the backdrop. So that's genius, Ed. Love it. Clay Moore sent this over. Another version of what we were talking about with the
The flat plug.
yeah. Now it doesn't swivel,
Okay.
but it covers the whole outlet.
Well, and that's good too because sometimes then you don't have
Yeah.
someone unplugging your stuff to plug their stuff in. Um, we I've had that a million times
Oh yeah.
where someone plugging in they want to charge their phone, they see an outlet, they unplug stuff, not
Yep.
realizing that it goes to your equipment.
Yeah. That's happened to me too. Those are some pretty good things to have.
One other one, and
Which yeah.
since we're talking about cell phones, is I carry a little micro like battery
Hmm.
um,
Oh yeah.
because there's so many times where people will
Want to
their
charge?
cell phones and they were like, you have an outlet somewhere that I can plug my, and I'm like, well, here, borrow this, and it's like a little, you can get them so cheap nowadays.
Yeah, let me see if I
That,
can find the one I use. Where are they? I bought them a couple years ago. They're fantastic. There's like the big behemoth ones you don't really need. They have
no,
like an actual outlet in them.
yep,
But then there's like simple ones like here's a simple one. It's these talent cells, right? Even something like this, they're 40
yep,
bucks for something like this. Power banks. That's what they are, power banks.
right. Well, that's kind of what I use for my roamer.
Right.
I have some of those, and I also for the 360, I use a different type of one that's
Hmm.
got USB C and the regular USB 2 and 3, for fast charging and stuff like that. And I try and keep one of those in my bags too, just in case you're at an event and something happens, you can power up things separately.
Oh yeah. Um, if you want something a little bit more robust, I use this one a lot right here. This one is great because it has a percentage meter on it. It has the USB port, and it also has a standard plug in there. Now, it won't charge it won't power up a photo booth, but if you're looking for something a little bit more robust, this is a good option as well.
Interesting.
Yeah, I love this thing. When I DJ, I use it for wedding ceremonies to power up my
Right.
my mic unit. So
Okay.
this will power up a whole 4 channel or 4 mic unit itself, and then I could plug in my laptop into it as well. It's pretty good. So,
How long does it normally last to power up like your laptop or?
oh, I could go a good like 3 4 hours with this thing.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah, very easily with the laptop and the mic unit. So
Interesting.
yeah, good stuff.
I'm
Good
sure
stuff.
you'll post a link to that.
Yeah, I'll put all the links in the description of the video on YouTube when I do my usual day after.
Good.
Um, so Ed's got a lot of stuff. We should have had Ed on this one. He's got a lot of. He's Mr. DIY, by the way. He is Mr.
Yeah.
DIY. He's gonna send over a link. It says keeps your cord plugged in. I've had these for years. Better than gaff tape. Okay, waiting for that link, buddy. He's like searching for it, probably just like I was. I think there was something else I wanted to talk about tonight, but I think that's pretty much it. Ed, send it over, and we'll put a link to that in the YouTube video tomorrow when I redo the video. But that's what I got for this week, guys. How about you, Dave? Anything else?
No, just it's a busy week.
Yeah.
And I want everybody that, is out there to please be safe. Stay hydrated, especially indoors or outdoors. I mean, we're getting into the warmer weather now.
Oh.
The other thing I keep with me during the summer is a little fan.
Ah, yeah. The little fan. Well, I'm a little fan.
See, we got to keep it PG tonight because I promised.
Oh, that's great. See, I'm a little fan. Where is Ed? Hold on. He sent me a link. Ed, where is it at? You sent it. Where'd you send it? We'll find it. Anyway, yeah,
Right.
stay hydrated. A little fan. In the middle of the U.S., Dallas is going to be up to 103, like Texas.
Yeah.
103.
Yep.
Can you imagine? Crazy. And Clay Moore, he is in Middle Texas, so he knows heat like the rest of like probably better than all of us because he's in the thick of it. So, all right, it's gonna be a short one this week. So yeah, stay hydrated, stay fed, have fun, rock it, treat everyone like it's the last event you're ever gonna do, and it's like the most important event you're ever gonna do. So, close it
Also,
out.
remember to like and share these
Sure, what?
videos.
Oh
These
yeah, we've got a
videos,
YouTube channel.
the stuff that we do. We're not doing this just for. Well, yeah, we are just doing it for everybody
We
and
are.
and our.
Hold on, let me show
But
the channel.
Also, just a quick reminder, if you'd like to be on with Art and I on a Wednesday or Tuesday, or a Thursday, please reach out to us.
Yeah.
We're always looking for topics and guests. Doesn't matter if you're a vendor or just a regular photo boother, that you'd like to talk about the industry. We're open to suggestions. We've got some amazing. Check us out on YouTube. Like and subscribe, please. Give us a thumbs up on the videos.
Yeah, please do. We're getting there.
Because
we've got 281 subscribers. It's getting there. It's not a lot, but it's growing.
That's. I have to stop opening up the fake accounts to for us to get likes. So it would be nice if we could get real people to start liking our YouTube page and our Facebook stuff. And
yeah,
we do have a Facebook group. We do have a YouTube channel. And one day we're going to be like Mr. Beast. We're just going to be one of those huge internet stars that one of our videos will go viral.
Like Rex.
Yeah. Because Rex is like blowing up. And Rex is on our website also.
Yep. And I've got to update. He's had some recent videos. So there's a great repository on here of Rex's stuff. And he's really stepped it up with the tutorials. So he also has
he's got YouTube. We're just we're so thankful for everybody that tunes in and listens and interacts with us, and has hopefully you get a nugget out of one of these once in a while, and you help somebody out and share and grow.
That's it. Let's grow.
We got such an awesome industry and so many really amazing people. I'm working on some guests that I'm harassing them. I'm almost on stalker
mode.
Stalker level, a few people. But I'm gonna get them. We're gonna have some big names coming on here shortly.
Yeah, and there's some local guys too. Like I've been helping out some people with their marketing, and they're having some really great success. I've done some SEO work and some Google ad stuff, and it's working for them. So at some point maybe I'll bring on one or two, and they can give their local story and how we've helped them out and that kind of stuff too. So
sure.
It's not just for manufacturing.
Listen, if anybody's seen our videos and it's helped you in some way, reach out and let us know. Because we'd love to hear something that we put out there that may have helped somebody with a dilemma or fixed an issue or ooh.
That's true. Yeah, we just, you can email us, you can message us. Yeah, we're thankful, everybody. So
we're very grateful.
Dave. Yeah.
All right,
let's roll. We got some events. All right, I will talk to you in a bit, guys. Dave, we'll see you guys next week. Peace out.
Take care.